Hello, graphic designers. I'm your host, Mr. Groundling, coming to you live from North High School here. And I want to talk to you about this pen tool practice project. And so if we go to Schoology, we have this picture here, and we want to double finger click and copy the image. Now I'm going to be honest with you, this is going to be easier if you have a mouse, just because it's going to be easier to hold Shift and Alt and all the things that you're going to need to do this. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to paste it into a new project window inside of Photopea. So I go to photopea.com. I'll go to paste this picture in there. And I've written some little notes here to help describe what kind of clicking we're going to do for each exercise. Now there's 6 exercises, but we only have to do, 5 of them. Because the last one is just a slightly different application of the same thing. Okay, so first exercise, we're going to go over to the left. We're going to select the pen tool. And you can see there's different pen tools in here. You can try them out on different things, but for now, we're just going to do the regular pen tool. And we're going to start with changing the fill and the stroke. So the fill, I'm going to click on this black drop-down box, and I'm going to do the X, so there's no fill. And then on the stroke, I want there to be some sort of stroke. And so I'm going to just choose a color that's going to show up real nice. Maybe I'll do red. Okay, that works. And then I can adjust how thick the line is, and I think my line will be a little bit thicker just so you can see it on screen as I'm demonstrating. Okay, I'm set up. Let's start clicking. So regular click. I click once, and then when I click on the next point, just regular click, it makes a straight line. Okay, click, 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 click. Now when I get to the end, I'm going to hold Control and click, and that stops the process of making more clicks. So I hold Control and I click, and that clears the pen tool from continuing to click. And now I can start on the next one. So I'm going to just click on the first point, and now if I hold Shift, it's going to make a perfectly horizontal line, a perfectly vertical line, and a perfectly 45-degree line. So I'm going to actually click slightly in the wrong place, and do you see what happened? It kind of locks into 45 degrees or 90 degrees. So I'm going to click just kind of by it, and it locks it in at 45 degrees. Even if I click over here, it'll go 45 or 90 degrees. Okay, so we hold Shift and click on these points, and it kind of locks it right in so that the angle is precisely 90 or 45. And then at the end, I'm going to hold Control and then click again. Now on this next one, we're going to click, hold, and drag. And you're going to start to see a handle pull out. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag. There's a little handle there. And now it's telling me to go to the next one. Well, what this handle does is it pushes the line in an arc here. So if I just click and I'm still holding, you can see the red line is art. So now if I drag down, I can match up the line with kind of the line we're trying to chase. So again, I'm going to click, hold, and drag. Try and match up that line. And then go to 4, click, hold, and drag. So it's a dot-to-dot thing, right? Again, to clear off my line, hold Control, click in an open area. There we go. Now this one's different. I'm going to hold Alt and then click, hold, and drag. So I'm going to just hold Alt, click, and drag there. And now if I do a normal one, I have this kind of two-handled thing here. And if I were to click over here, the line wants to dip down. But if I hold Alt, I can bring this handle up here so that when I come over here, so I click and hold and drag, then I hold Alt, bring that handle around, let go of the click, then I click, hold and drag, hold Alt, bring that handle around, and I'm done. Now, for some reason, this kind of gives me these weird little spikes on the end. That seems to be kind of a weird thing that Photopea does. Okay? And don't worry about that right now. Just try to ignore it, right? And now the last thing that I'm going to do is we're going to, of course, control click. If you do end up connecting all of your lines together, it's not a big deal. So, click once, hold and drag. I'm going to also hold, I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to hold Alt. And I'm going to point this right on that line there. I'm going to hold Shift now and click on number 3. And so now it makes that lump and a straight line. Okay? So that's half of it. The other half of it is you're going to trace something, any sort of shape. Right now I'm holding the space bar down. It turns into a hand. And so it lets me see kind of an open area here. Let's go through the easy way of doing this. Okay? We're going to find a silhouette. And we can look for some sort of animal. So aardvark. Perfect. I think aardvarks are very cute. Okay, so we go to our images, and I'm going to click on the aardvark. I'm going to double click to copy, and I'm going to paste this into Photopea. So Control V, or I can go to Edit and Paste. I'm just going to move this over to my area over here. Now there's two ways that I can do this. I can use my pen tool and trace this and get a shape. Awesome. And then you'll be done with the assignment. The other way to do this is to take your magic wand tool, and since this is a silhouette, it's going to select all the black area. Now there's a watermark here, and I can just kind of add to my selection here. There we go. And I use the quick selection for that. Now there's a way to change a selection into what's called a path. So those lines that I drew before are paths. And if I go to the Paths tab over in the lower right-hand corner, I can change this selection from a path. So if I hold my mouse here, it brings up a little tag that says Selection to Path. And if I click that, it creates a work path of my aardvark. Awesome. All right. So what can I do with that? Well, I can do lots of things with paths. But for now, I just want to fill it in. Okay, just to show that I can do this. So we're going to go to Paths, the Paths tab, and we're going to click on Fill Path. And it just fills it in with whatever color is in my foreground here. And for as much as I need you to do in this project, this is enough. The thing that you can do with paths is, one, they're always going to be a perfectly smooth line, and you can, trace around that line. The computer can trace around that line with any of the brushes over here. It's called stroking. So if I wanted to, stroke that line with the color, I can do that. So I can change my color here. And then if I stroke it, then it gives me that. Or I could click on some of these other kind of refined edge tools and do some nifty things with that. So there's some options in here. and they work differently than what are called kind of raster objects. Now, we're just going to be kind of on a surface level for this, so as far as what we have here, this is perfect. This is more than enough. But this just gets us introduced to the idea that paths and the pen tool are a little bit different than way of working with graphics than we've used previously. All right, with that, you go to File, Export as, JPEG, call it, pen tool, save it, and then we turn that into Schoology. All right, and I look forward to your awesome aardvarks or whatever animal you make.